Jackie White. It is 2023, and I am here with your 1-minute real estate market update. Actually, let's make it a little longer. I have more to say. Hang with me. I'm going to talk a little bit about what to expect this coming year in the real estate market. So there's all sorts of economists looking into their crystal balls and trying to figure out what's going to happen this year, right? I don't have a prediction. I don't know what's going to happen, and honestly, they don't either. But let's talk about the environment and what could happen for this year. So interest rates have gone up quite a bit in the last half of 2022. I mean, we were seeing stuff solidly under 3% for most of the beginning of the pandemic. And now we're on more of a track to be at our 40-year average as far as mortgage interest rates are concerned. So we are in more of a regular environment. I know it feels really high, but this is really what houses should cost when it comes to your monthly payment. So with increasing interest rates, buyer demand is down. So the volume of sales this year are expected to be less than they were last year. And as far as value is concerned, everybody's making their predictions. So Redfin is saying home values are going to go down 4%. Realtor.com is saying they're going to go up 5.3% across the country this year. And then Zillow's saying, they're going to stay static. So who knows, right? But, really, even if we have a volume of sales that are less than the last couple of years, we can still have values go up. And a lot of that's going to be dependent on the inventory of homes that are available to purchase and the demand. So there are still a lot of millennials that are reaching that prime age and period in their life to go ahead and start home ownership. And so that's going to drive a lot of demand. And truly, new construction builders have put the brakes on building new homes. And so without an increase of inventory, you can still have the nicest house in the neighborhood that's clean and doesn't smell like a litter box, it doesn't stink like cats and dogs, could really get a lot of attention and be the, prime home for that neighborhood when it's on the market. Now, some other things are going to impact what real estate looks like this year kind of have to do with the broader economy. So what's the stock market looking like? What's the Fed doing as far as increasing interest rates and their reaction to inflation? What's happening from our geopolitical standpoint, overseas, those things can kind of trigger stuff here in the United States. What does the labor market look like? I mean, still very strong, but those are all things that can really impact demand on houses too. What I think is going to be honestly kind of interesting is that we've had basically this like musical chairs effect where everybody was just kind of bouncing around and buying a new house because interest rates are so cheap. And now we're just kind of settled, right? We're all in our seats. And so are people going to stay put here for a long time because interest rates are so low, they don't want to move. And so that can make even a greater inventory issue, right? And then the other thing to think about is with everybody being able to work remotely, are a lot of folks going to look at selling their higher valued house and going to a cheaper part of the country? So the Sun Belt, Texas, Florida, Colorado, the West has all had really strong growth over the last couple of years when it comes to real estate, that there are some more stable markets that probably won't see much of an impact over the next year. So we're talking about, places in the Rust Belt, not the Sun Belt. And, looking at Ohio, upstate New York, Buffalo, where I went to college, go Bills. So these are all areas that are probably going to be a little bit more stable because quite honestly, they have a lot of things going for them, but their housing, more specifically, is a lot cheaper than certain parts of the country. So we might see some movement and migration around the United States. So all things to look at for this coming year. I'll give you updates every month just to see how things are progressing. Of course, you can call me anytime. I'm going to talk my full head off about real estate, but I'm always here to offer advice. And really, my best advice is if your family needs to move because you're having a baby, you go through a divorce, you're getting a new job in another part of the country, or you want to be in a different school district, or who knows what's happening, right? If it works for you and have a house with a roof over your head and it's the best case scenario for your family, don't try to time the market. Just do what's best for you. Always happy to chat. Have a great year, and we'll see you around. Bye.